So we're gonna get this charged up. Try firing the motor up. I haven't run it in a while, so we'll see. This van is retired. Now it serves a new purpose. I can, once I get it warm in that space, I could always just plug a heater in, run it from the shop. Since I haven't started it in a while, that's what I want to do here. We're gonna do some carbon today. Well, you can see here, I take an old vehicle that it still runs, but it has too many issues to keep it on the road. I use this as a kind of warm, dry space out here. You know, we're out here. This is all for extra space. I put up some packing blankets as you know, to kind of keep heat in. I can just pack this thing full of carvings, full of tools, full of whatever I need to. It's more of a safe space. This is where I put all my fuel stuff. You know, my salamander if I need it. It's right there. It's easy access. I don't have to go in and out of the barn doors. I don't have to have it in the shop. This is like another survival tip, kind of basic thing for you. It's, you know, you can burn in here. It's an old vehicle. It's gonna go to scrap. No one's ever gonna want this thing again. So I can stink it up. I can varnish. I can let varnish drip right onto the floor in here. I really don't care. I'll probably put something down because that's just me being me. When I do varnish, I usually do put something underneath to catch the varnish and let it dry. You know, mix some sawdust in with it and dispose of it properly and safe. There's another tip or trick if you have an old vehicle. It's a great thing. It's warm in here. I got the heat going. I also have an extra space heater in here if I either can't get the vehicle started or just don't want to mess with it. Every time I start this vehicle, I do need to charge the battery up a little. You know, it's been a crazy year for me, and I've been making the best of it, trying to have fun. It in a box. This is where I would say boxes are good. You know, we want to be outside the box all the time as carvers, but our wood doesn't necessarily want to be outside the box. See behind me the timbers. Get them up off the ground, cover them with tin. Even with logs or with your carving wood, that's probably one of the best ways to start curing your wood, even if you have to keep it outside. Now it's time to go get a log. Way down and back. The snow was really crusty, so getting the log back up to the carving site was quite a task. It took me the rest of the night. I used a rope with a double redirect or reduction system to slowly pull the log out. You see there I broke my cart. So I had to go get another one. It's about 4.5 feet. There's the rope reduction system. That little blue knot in the middle there slides up and down the rope. So as I am progressing, it's something I learned in tree work. You can see the little blue knot advances there as I work my way up, and that was the rest of my net. Well, there you see I got it up here to my, that's to do what you have to do to get it up here and get working on it. We're gonna work on a bear. Deal in here, what's great about it is when it's windy out, when it's raining out, I can sit in here even with the door open and I can burn carvings. another day gone by. This is actually 2 days. Just got too busy to finish this carving, and I really wanted to finish this one for video, but there, I'm going into night again. So a lot of interesting things are happening here. I don't think I'm gonna finish this carving today, but I want to go over some things with you guys just on cutting. Now, you saw when I was using the big saw, I was cutting in and twisting, right? Cutting and twisting. That's where, if you take the backs of your teeth off, see, this is a full house chain on here now, and see how I have the backs of the teeth off. That's so, what it does, once you get rid of that tail of that tooth, it's like the quill on a feather. That little bit of drag will keep that tooth traveling straight, because the teeth, as they dig into the wood here on the point, they're gonna want to swim a little bit. Now, if you take the back of that tooth off, it's gonna let it swim a little bit more, which is, it's gonna open up the kerf. That's what I was talking about, wider kerf before. The other cool thing here, these are just, I'm just going over some cuts with you guys, because this is really interesting stuff to me. This is why I like carving. Like down in here, you might see me doing this. That's because that it's opened up. Now, moving on from that, you saw here, right, in the nose, I was using the corner, okay? I was using this edge more than anything. I wasn't using the whole top of the tooth. It's, you know, a sideways cut. You're coming in at everything from an angle, and you're just getting that little, you know, it's like if I were coming at you to carve that nose, I'd be like that, and then like that, right? It's kind of a, you're kind of pulling back, you're just touching, you're just pushing the side, you're pushing the bar in, right? Now, here, you saw I was underneath, right? It's the same kind of cut as this, except now we're pushing, and the grain is all going like this, so we're pushing into that grain, we're combing the grain over. Okay, those are just things that I wanted to show you guys, and here here are some of those cuts. You're gonna see I'm gonna come across the top of the nose and pull sideways. I'll come across the top of the nose and pull sideways, pull back toward myself to get the eye wells and get the bridge of the nose in there. Now, I know I've covered this before. You see it in my other videos. I go over stuff, and each time you see it, you might see a little something different. I'm showing you here because this is a great example. We're out in the daylight. We have a gas sauce, so people can relate to that a little bit better. I'm gonna go in now and shape the ears like you've seen me do before, and maybe just some rounding out here and there. Okay, now that we got all that established, I'm just going to work on some of that shaving, some of those shaving cuts to bring in the neck a little bit. So shape is very important to me. If I get the shape right, I think all the details are going to come out looking nice. And you see the side, the profile, as I kept working, I noticed this arm was too short. So what I kept doing was creeping back that top line, creeping back this bottom line, and working the elbow. As you shrink the height of an arm, it elongates the arm, and right there in the dip is also where you can elongate an arm without changing the length from here to here. Really, it's just lines. It's really lines, and it's not perfect, but you kind of see what I mean. Because I want that arm, to match this arm, right? So we're just kind of dialing that in. There's his general shape. All right, we went in for the legs. I think it'll be all right. But there's a lot you can do to dial in proportion. Some people just fly through it. I don't. Some people just fly through it and do okay. Personally, I don't like to do that. So yeah, there's some general carving and tips and tricks, and you see I put the paws like he's actually, you know, he's moving. He's a little more alive looking. So all right, well, we're gonna get back to work here and see how far we go with this video.